Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie Esther here, and today's Thursday, so we had another dev stream today. It was a very short one. Sounds like they were gonna have some Christmas partying going on in the office, so it was 30 minutes. It was the shortest dev stream I have ever seen. Very thin on content. I anticipated it would be. People asked me, how come you didn't make a dev stream video last week? And well, I felt like I did, because I did my Winter Solstice event exploration video where we looked at everything that was new about the in-game items and the Wraith update, and that's 95% of what they talked about on the dev stream last week. I literally only had like 5 notes from last week's dev stream that I didn't cover in my Winter Solstice exploration video, so it didn't really warrant making a new video on, in my opinion. So what I'll probably do is include my notes from last week into this video, and then we'll combine it and try and beef this up, because there isn't really a whole lot going on. They said there won't be a dev stream next week, and maybe not the week after that. They said even if they do have one 2 weeks from today, nothing will have changed since today, so they won't have anything new to talk about unless they set up a panel of Q&A or bring in a guest to talk about creating the sounds for the game or something like that. There won't be anything new to talk about, so you may not see a DBD news dev stream digested video from me for the next 2 weeks either, because there won't be much to talk about. And one of the things they led off these last 2 weeks of dev streams with was this cool animation, which I'll play about a minute of it for you so you can enjoy it here. This cool intro animation to the dev stream. It's pretty neat. Includes the 7 original killers. What I mean by original is the non-licensed ones enjoying the Winter Solstice event. Check it out. And after last week, when they said there will be no blood point event, no extra blood points at all, maybe never again, they said, because Thomas, the game economy guy, said we have other ways to reward our players in game, that we don't really need to do blood point events anymore, and that they were going to be a thing of the past. We would never see them again. Well, suddenly this week they announced that we will have a double blood point event. From December 28th until January 2nd, you'll get double blood points for every match you play. Enjoy your points for those 5 days. It's going to be glorious. Maybe the last one, according to this. I don't know what changed their mind. I know a lot of people were complaining, saying, I can't believe you're not giving us extra blood points. Or it may have been looking across Crystal Lake. You see some extra bonuses going out on that game. So you decided, hey, we better give our community something too. There was a lot of crying. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of crying about people said, where are my extra blood points? Even though we did get a lot of blood point events this year already, it's one of those things that once you give something to somebody, they feel entitled to it over and over again rather than being grateful. They're like, well, you gave it to me last time. So I don't know what the reason was, but it is coming. So enjoy your blood points, everybody. So for slides this week, they had statistics about the best or most popular perk loadouts for survivors. So, okay, so this chart here on the left-hand side says the overall escape rate. So the highest escape rate you see here is on the left-hand side at about 58%, and then we have, you know, what would be considered the worst perk loadout would be, I guess, about 29%. Don't know what that is. And then along the bottom here, the frequency of the loadout in percentages. So whatever this best perk loadout is, maybe 0.1% of the players use this or something. It's very, very small portion of the population uses this most successful loadout. While this one here, all the way on the right, is about what did they say? I think they said it was 2.15% of players use this perk loadout, and it has about a 49% chance of escaping. So let's go and look at what those are right now. So most popular loadout is Borrow Time, Decisive Strike, Self-Care, and Sprint Burst. And the perk loadout that has the lowest escape rate is Dead Hard, Self-Care, Unbreakable, and Streetwise. And the highest escape rate perk loadout is Bond, Lightweight, Premonition, and Sprint Burst. So this would be the one at the bottom here, would be about the 58%. And the lowest escape rate here, that would be the one that was about 29%. And then 49% escape rate is this one that's the most popular. Borrow Time, Decisive Strike, Self-Care, and Sprint Burst for the win? I don't know. Apparently this Lightweight, Premonition, Bond, and Sprint Burst one is more successful, but fewer people run it. And then for me, the biggest news that came out of this dev stream today was the fact that the Trapper mask that they showed us at the New York City Comic-Con, the in real life replica mask that you see here, is gone on sale for pre-order in the Dead by Daylight merchandise store, store.deadbydaylight.com. It really boggles my mind that we don't have a link to the store in the game, because there's so many people that I run across who don't even realize that they sell in real life merchandise in this store.deadbydaylight.com. Shirts you can wear in real life for the game, that they don't have a link to the merch store in the game. Like, Don't Starve has a link to the merchandise store in the game. It just seems like you would have so much more exposure rather than this word of mouth thing. If you don't follow the game on Twitter or whatnot, you don't know they have this merch store. You can buy stuff. Anyway, the Trapper mask is available. It's €50, which works out to $60 US or 75 Canuck bucks for me, plus shipping. They ship through DHL, so I think it's like another €16 to ship to me, so it winds up being about 100 Canuck bucks for me, and I guess that'd be around $80 US for you guys. And if you are one of the first 1,555 people to pre-order, because this isn't actually going to ship until April, but if you put in your money for the pre-order now, you'll get this poster that is signed by all the office staff. Is it replica signed, or are they really everybody signing all those 1,500? I don't know. Might just be replica signatures. Did everybody in the office really sign 1,500 posters? I don't think so. Not sure. I'm going to go and say that they're replica signatures. Anyway, you get this limited edition print. First 1,555 people to buy the Trapper mask will get it. And I don't know, is this one of those things that it's a showpiece item that you just leave it in a case, or can you actually wear it? It looks pretty sharp. Like, these little shark teeth look pointy. I don't know if you can actually put it on your head or not, but I'm going to buy one. I'm going to buy one. You know me, I love to support the game. I love the game. It looks really well done and quality compared to my Chinese knockoff, which is right here, which is, you know, for $30 it's okay, but it's not the quality of that that polyurethane replica piece. This one's just, it's okay. Anyway, there's that. If you want to get it, support the game, buy stuff from the merch store, store.deadbydaylight.com. Buy something. They have stuff on sale and through Christmas, I believe. Check it out. And today they talked about the Emblem System and how they said playing on it is very fun, and it may even re-energize killers who won't necessarily feel like they have to tunnel players to secure kills, otherwise they're going to de-pip. We'll have to see how it all plays out. Of course, this Emblem scoring system for killers and survivors is going to be rolled out to us in January when the PTB goes live. We can all test play it and give our constructive input for how we think it's working before it gets rolled out to everyone across the board. And I'm interested to see it. I look forward to January when the PTB goes live. I want to see how this whole scoring system plays out. They do feel like it's going to improve the game, so I look forward to that. Anything that improves the game, I'm fully in favor of, obviously. And where's the head case for PS4? I have no earthly idea. I cannot believe that Sony has not pushed that out yet. It's really ridiculous, honestly. I thought at the very latest it would have come to you guys this last Tuesday, and it didn't. I have no idea. You should have head case by now. Sony, you're slacking. I don't know what's going on. Give these people their head case, will ya? And they were asked about when can we get new cosmetics? Like, when can we get new cosmetics for especially Feng Min and David, because they have very little to go on. And Matthew said, new costumes are being sewn as we speak. This was last week he said that. So, new cosmetics are on the horizon. I have showed you things like the high school troublemaker Jake, and this Dwight that I'm calling Illuminati Dwight. I don't know what else to call it. Hopefully we will see some of the DLC characters get some love, the ones that have the fewest outfits in their closet. You'll remember a couple of months ago I showed you these concept drawings for Feng Min with the rabbit ears and kawaii. And then we had Fight Club David King and Security Officer David King. Hopefully we'll see some of that stuff. More cosmetics is better. Please give us some more outfits. Please, please. Venomin makes some amazing stuff. I'm actually going to just throw up some of Venomin's concepts here. Venomin, if you don't know who Venomin is a really talented graphic artist. I'm going to show you some of these concepts that they have made. They actually created Not Queen's banner for her Twitch channel with the Meg with the cap with the crown on it, which is so cool. Venomin's very talented. I'm just going to throw some of this stuff out here. This has nothing to do with the game, by the way. This is just fan-created concepts. I really love this ace in the red smoking jacket is really cool. I would love to see all of this come to life. But more cosmetics are better, even if we have to pay for them. Just take my money. Just give me more options. Give me some variety in the game. I'll gladly pay for it. Just please give me some more outfits. Anyway, supposedly they're coming. They're sewing them as fast as they can. And last week, Matthew did mention that he just got done playing on a new map that none of us have played on. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that this new map is a variation for an existing realm? Possibly a second Asylum map or a second Haddonfield map? I have no idea, but it's exciting. It could be a map for a brand new chapter, which would be even more exciting. But honestly, if I had to pick, I'd rather see new maps for existing realms. As much as I really have come to enjoy playing Asylum. Asylum is one of my favorite maps to play on. I'd like to see another Asylum map or another Haddonfield map. I understand that there are some differences in the RNG when they put the map together to mix it up a little bit, but I'd like to see more maps for existing realms that only have singular maps. We'll see what it is. And then they also mentioned that they have hired somebody who is dedicated towards the random generation of the maps. They're working on a new tooling for the RNG of the maps for placements for hooks and pallets and stuff. You know how they've talked about they want to thin out the maps and kind of get away from a pallet looping type of game, and they want to remove pallets. So this is going to be a work in progress. I think this is going to take a long time because there's going to be a lot of play testing involved, so I wouldn't expect pallets to disappear anytime soon whatsoever. But I don't know, maybe spring. Let's shoot for spring for reworking of maps and removing pallets. They have a person who's dedicated towards reorganizing all of the maps. So let's see where that goes. Ideally, in the end, like they said, they're all working towards making... The goal is to make the game better. And if you remove pallet looping, does that make the game better? I think it does. It makes it a little more exciting and creative instead of going to your old standby of pallet looping. I can see it. So I would like to see that, but I wouldn't look for that anytime soon. And they also are working on the bugged scratch marks. Like when you see scratch marks appearing for no reason. They talked about a couple of instances. For example, when the killer picks up a downed survivor and goes to hang them on the hook, and then they see scratch marks all around on the wall behind the hook. Well, you survivors out there who are saying, this guy's camping me, all he's doing is walking around and circling me. Well, it could be that the killer is doing that because they got some bug scratch marks, and they think that there's somebody right there on the other side of the wall, so they're going around to investigate it. So that might be why. So let's cut the killer some slack, because I've seen it myself in the few times that I do play killer in daily rituals, that these bug scratch marks do exist. And I've gone looking for people and haven't found them, but I always thought it was just my inability to find anybody, but maybe it has been bug scratch marks. So that's one of the cases where maybe the killer is hanging around because they're getting incorrect information and they don't necessarily hate you. So let's cut them some slack. Anyway, they're working on bug scratch marks. So they were asked about Freddy. They were asked, do you think Freddy is balanced? And they said that they have looked at their data of the number of kills that Freddy is averaging per game, and they have him in that range where they want him. So according to the data, he is balanced. They said that the community is iffy about it. The community can't seem to agree if Freddy is balanced or not. But they said that their own opinions in-house is that he needs something else. That he is a little underpowered. So you may see him get a buff. I certainly don't see a lot of Freddy's being played. I don't know about you all, but it's very rare for me to even see a Freddy anymore, compared to, say, somebody like Michael Myers or Leatherface that I feel are pretty balanced killers. I see them quite a bit. So I just don't see Freddy anymore. I think he needs something else. Hopefully he will get that, no matter what the data says. So, we'll see. And they did mention that they're going to start to institute a penalty for people who disconnect. So if you're one of those people who doesn't want to give the killer the satisfaction of hooking you, and you decide you're going to disconnect before you get hooked, you need to be careful, because they're going to start looking at the percentage of games that you disconnect from, and penalties are going to be handed out on that basis. Not for the number of times you disconnect, but for the percentage of times you disconnect compared to the number of games you play. So you have been forewarned. Just let yourself get hooked, maybe. Otherwise, or vice versa for the killer too. If you're disconnecting because survivors are making you mad. If you run across that pallet looper and you're like, nope, I'm disconnecting. Word to the wise, you need to watch yourself too. Well, looking through my notes, that has you all caught up on the last 2 weeks of dev streams. Remember, there won't be a dev stream next week, and possibly not even the week after that. So if you're somebody who only tunes in for my DBD digested news videos, I won't see you till next year. Happy New Year to you, and happy holidays to you and your family. And if you're somebody who watches the rest of my content, of course, I'll have gameplay and breaking the game glitches and those kinds of videos from now through to the new year. As always, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Take care of one another. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.